Hello everyone, welcome on back to Survival Challenge. So we have, what, 3 fields to finish up for harvest. Not much, really. We are really getting to the point where we're starting to close things out. So we obviously have a lot of raisins here to sell. I have some milk and the rest of the straw bales loaded up onto, well, our milk trailer. We'll sell that later. I believe the milk is still going up at the current moment. Yeah, it is. But, you know, raisins, they're kind of capped out right now. Nice $100,000. Obviously, you saw there, we had a lot of planks. Like, what, $230,000 worth right now? The price is supposed to just continue to go down, as far as I know, unfortunately. That's kind of how those things go. I think the high price is May, but the way we're going, we might end up waiting that long for the actual sawmill to be empty. You know, we started it, what, be 6 episodes ago when we really started cutting the trees down, getting it going. We still have 5 or 6 trees to be put into the sawmill, and we have I just filled it up too. It's like 105 liters in there. And it goes through like 10,000 liters a month. It's probably going to be closer to when it's a really high price for us to sell anyways. I'm hoping to load up majority of it just on this one trailer, but we'll see. That would be a mighty full trailer, but you know, we can stack a couple high. Oh, I have the one that's flipped upside down. I suppose that's not gonna sell. Well, that would put it at, what, almost 120,000 total? It's quite a bit. Quite a bit. I wasn't quite paying attention to what we had on the first, you know, the large portion of it. Well, I'm going to get back. We'll probably start up the harvest. And then we should, you know, we'll probably take a little break in there. We'll sell some milk. We'll sell, you know, a handful of things. Not much. I don't think we have a lot to sell this month. At least that's a higher price. I'm going to try to get things to be a fairly high price when we sell them. But obviously you can't always control that. I think we'll just go this way around maybe. I don't know if it'll work with the hill in there, but I mean, I guess we can find out now. Yeah, I definitely foresee the next episode being the last. We'll probably be we'll skip a little bit until then, in between these two. We'll skip till like January time. We'll hope that the sawmill stuff is done by then. It probably won't. Which, in that case, we'll just have to sell what we have and then continue on until it is actually done. But we won't have any crops to worry about. It's going to be sad to see things go. Obviously, we'll be at, what, in episode 97. So it's a little bit short of the 100 I was wanting to hit. But I don't want to drag things on longer than it has to be. And that's the thing. Like, I'm sure if I really tried to drag things on, I could get a couple more episodes out of it. But is it really going to change the end, you know? I could, you know, replant one of these fields with sorghum. I could buy the seeds. I'd actually have to buy the planter at this point. But, you know, I could. And we'd be close to 100 then. But, you know, doing 1 or 2 of these fields, is that going to really change the outcome of it? Maybe, you know, $50,000. Oh, great. I do have 3 maps I was considering. I know I talked about it last episode. I'm looking at, was it Western Wilds, I believe, which is another Alien Gym map. I haven't really looked at the map much, but it's similar to how I want a survival challenge to be, where we gotta make a lot of fields. You buy a piece of land, not just a field. And was it Calmlands I've looked at, and Hinterland, I think. Calmlands, obviously we wouldn't start where you would normally start if you started a save on there. I kind of want to start somewhere where there's not too far from water. And then Hinterland, I'd probably start where you would normally start. But I would just not start with all, the house and the silo and everything that comes with it normally. The only questionable thing I have with the Hinterland map, I don't know about there being enough trees for us to get going. That's my only worry there. So I'd have to try and figure out if we can afford everything. If we cut all the trees, could we actually afford it? That really wasn't an issue, obviously, with this map. You have a bunch of trees. Because otherwise, I just don't want to get a point where I cut all the trees and now I can't make any money. It's like, oh great, well, what am I gonna do? So I have to look. Worst comes to worst, I think there's some mods to make wood more profitable, like firewood stuff. So I don't know. There are a good amount of trees there, though. And we wouldn't have to have a plow right away or anything. There's already, fields there. I don't know if they're planted normally, which we won't have them planted. And just, be a little bit cheaper then, just a drill and then a combine and everything. Well, I'm going to get this unloaded. Otherwise, we're going to be almost full probably by the time we go down and come back again. Obviously, we have these two other sorghum fields here as well to do. More than likely, the trailer won't fit all three of these fields. So yeah, those are the three maps I've considered. They all have where you just buy a slice of land and not just a field. It's kind of what I would want for it. It's part of the reason why I picked this map, to be honest. So yeah, I'll make it a little bit harder. Obviously, we won't have some of the starting stuff like we did here. But at the same time, I did ask, if anybody has any feedback on what they'd want to see in the future for a season 2 or series 2. That video hasn't gone up yet, so I don't really know. Well, I think I'm going to start up a time lapse. We'll probably finish the rest of this field, and we'll get into one of those, I think. And then we'll go back, we'll sell some milk. And we'll come back and, finish up the last harvest after that. So I will talk to everyone once the time lapse is done.
Look at the sky, the sun won't ask for what if it can rise. Look at your mind and ask yourself what keeps you trapped inside. Look at the lies that follow you when you run and hide. Look at the sky, the sun won't ask, the sun won't ask the world if it can rise.
Alright, so looks like we have about one more strip to go in this field. We'll get this finished up and then everything put into the silo. We'll start selling what we have of the milk, which is 3 total trips. Yeah. And then we'll come back, we can finish up that field there for harvesting. Which really doesn't take too long for that field. Especially with the bigger combine. Once upon a time, it would have took quite some time, though. Like, imagine trying doing that field with the first harvester we ever had on this series. We would still be there right now, harvesting. Oh, of course, we still have some maple syrup, which I think is almost out of water. I don't really plan on refilling it at this point. We won't really get much money from it, so it's not like, you know. The maple syrup is nice to have when you're towards the start and middle of a survival challenge, but I think towards the end it won't make enough money for you to really even care about it. But right at the start, it's, you know, it's fairly cheap to do, make quite a bit of money from it. Oh, I mean, a decent amount of money from it. It can definitely save you quite a bit when you're trying to get that last couple thousand for a, you know, a harvester or whatever. So we'd have, what, 53,000 liters of sorghum from those 2 fields. Get this emptied and then get the trailer emptied. This will have to go back over. Oh, there we go. Back over to the field. Park this here for now, and then we can get this emptied in. Do another look at how much money we have, or estimated how much money we have from sorghum. I don't think we'll have the max price, because I think what I'll do, I'll just decide on a month where I think most things should be either going down but still fairly good price or almost high, and that's where we'll sell everything, or majority of it, outside of, well, planks will not be done, I'm sure. Then we'll just jump ahead, sell the planks whenever those are done. Maybe it's not the highest price when it is done, but it is what it is. I think that's probably the most fair way to do it. Instead of just jumping month by month of selling it at the absolute best price. Just choose a month where everything's kind of halfway decent. And I think that'll be where we'll sell majority of our equipment and stuff too. Okay, so we have 146,000 liters of sorghum, which is about 138,000 at max price. Okay, so it looks like milk's doing pretty good. Raisins is still a good price, obviously. So let's go hop over here to Massey. Like wool, that's not going to be a good price until next year. But, you know, we'll just sell it when everything else gets sold. But we'll only continue on longer just to sell the planks. I don't think it's right to, you know, have to sit here and have a bunch of money sitting in a sawmill that you don't really get to sell. I mean, we could sell the trees and then just let the sawmill run out. Ooh, the brakes ain't quite good anymore. Okay, so we'll get those unstrapped. They won't sell, of course. They're a little bit too high. We do have the wood chips to sell in the sawmill. So we really can't sell our trailer, which is probably fine. If I remember right. One of these menus, you can see it. Here. Let's see, where is it? It's right there. It's not a great price anymore. But quite a few things aren't quite any good anymore. Hey, the 6300. I'm sure there's some people who remember that one. I'm gonna have to use super strength to get these sold. I honestly thought they would actually sell from the top, but they don't. Well, we'll head on back. We'll grab another thing of milk, get that sold. Then I think there's one more right after that for milk trailers to be going. All right. So we got one more load here. And I think I kind of decided what I'm going to do with the slurry. More than likely, I'll just load up all of these, milk trailers, water trailers, and stuff with slurry in them. As far as I know, these do support slurry. I probably should look that up before I figure that. It does not, actually. Okay, so never mind. We will not be doing that. I thought they did. So otherwise, we could just, load them all up, and that's how we'll sell them. We'll sell whatever we have, Just bring them down when we sell the trailer. But I guess that's not really the case. So, in other words, we'll probably see if this will hook up to the other blue water tank. And we'll just sell, hopefully, both of them at the same time. We'll sell them now. No reason to really keep them around at this point. We don't really have any plans of filling up any waters or anything. And the final load of milk. I, in fact, could not get the two trailers to hook together. Possible I don't have the hitch on? Yeah, there is definitely hitch back there. I did have issues with it earlier, though, in the series, so maybe it's just kind of how it is. So that's 2.2. Yeah, $2.2 million there. I think we got another $800,000 in us. Yeah, that should be easy. Honestly, we could almost sell the Massey, but maybe we'll need it for something. Another 10 grand there. I don't think the Massey's worth a lot of money anymore. And I kind of want to see it hit 60 hours. It's not too far from that. Well, we'll head on back, and then we'll grab the harvester, finish up the last field to harvest. The last field of the entire series for harvesting. I'll probably just reset all of the equipment to the store. I mean, it's really just going to save me time. Otherwise, I'm just going to do it off camera, so... I mean, I guess I could just reset it and not tell anybody. That would work, actually. Oh. Just say, I definitely brought all this down myself. Don't mind the fact that they're all in perfect order and look like they were reset. It's just, I don't know, it's how it looks for some reason. No, I'll just save a little time for me. I'll get everything down there, and then we just have, the crops and stuff to sell. Which I'll probably try and get most of the things just load onto the one trailer. so we can sell that stuff all in one go. Then we'll just be waiting on the sawmill. As we'll see, maybe I decide just to sell the trees by themselves and then just let the sawmill run out. We'll see what it kind of looks like come, December time. I think if it's obvious that it's going to take a while for it to run out still and we haven't put the trees in, then we might just do that. Well, it's another good harvest in this field. This has been quite a good field for us. This at one point was our big field, quote unquote. It really wasn't much bigger than that one over there though. Since at one point this old piece of land in here had, 5 fields? And then we combined those two, obviously there, and then the one became all the trees and the sawmill. The one field that really hasn't changed much is probably the grass field. Well, no, the grass field got extended. But it was always behind our house. It's always been like that. I guess this one and that one there really hasn't gotten, changed much. Well, I'm gonna quickly time lapse the rest of this harvest. Won't take too long, I don't think. So I'll talk to everyone once the time lapse is done.
Look at the sky, the sun won't ask for what if it can rise. Look at your mind and ask yourself what keeps you trapped inside. Look at the lights that follow you when you run and hide. Look at the sky, the sun won't ask, 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 the sun won't ask.
Alright, we're on the last strip ever for harvesting and survival challenge. Well, most likely, unless it gets just a little bit too wide. It is possible in here. So far it's been just the perfect width though, so. Oh, I missed a little bit right there. Of course, we gotta miss a little bit. So yeah, I think next episode will be the finale. We'll get everything sold. I don't foresee us, being able to do much else than another, another full episode worth of stuff. It's really just selling from here on out. Selling silver gum and the honey, the maple syrup, or whatever we have for eggs and raisins. So, more likely, I'll make sure we have that big low loader filled up with all of the maple syrup, raisins, honey. Maybe I'll put a couple things of planks on there too to make our days a little bit easier later on. Oh. Yeah, it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird thinking this, almost done. Feels like I've been here for almost a year at this point, actually. Yeah, by the time this comes out, we'd be almost a month short of a year, I think. I don't quite remember the date the first episode came out, but it'll be about a year. 11 months. So, you know, it's been going on for quite some time. It's going to be kind of a change to not be doing this series again, which is just, this is weird. Feels weird to me, but I think we kind of just hit a point we didn't have much to do now. You know, we were just basically making side upgrades and, you know, small stuff. We weren't doing much in the terms of land expansions. Oh, we're gonna start doing cows. No, we already did them. I'm not sure why I parked this year, but we'll get this put into the silo. Another 30,000 liters. Quite a bit. The one thing I never did, and I know I mentioned it, I was going to make a path down here by the chickens in between there. Never happened. I think I used it as a cut across a handful of times, and I was like, oh, I'll just, you know, make a path, and I just never used it again. And that puts us at 177,000 liters of sorghum. Should be about 167,000 max at max value, of course. So yeah, we have a good amount of stuff still to sell. I don't know how much of the slurry will actually be sold. It's $6,000 at max. I don't. Obviously, silage, honey, you know, another 10 grand or so in there. The wool will just sell, you know. The eggs, we might have $100,000 worth of that when it comes to that. Some canola, barley, of course, lettuce. Already have, you know, over $250,000 of planks at this point. But yeah, as you can see here, that is every single field harvested. Yeah, I think next time we'll be in the finale. I'll get you know, everything brought to the store or at the store, outside of probably that trailer, the low loader. I don't think anything else. Yeah. Honestly, even the Massey might be down there. Combine. We'll have to sell the chickens and everything. Yeah, that is everything for today. So thank you everyone for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Hope to see ya in the finale. Bye.